Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing my out-of-box review for the HG Gundam Barbatos 6th form. Just to start things off, as usual, I want to say a big thank you to MindFenix Hobby Store for sending me this kit to share with you guys. I'm really excited about this kit just because I think it's some pretty cool changes to the Barbatos, and this is the third HG Barbatos that we've got. If you remember, we have the original, then we had the Barbatos that came with the long-range booster. Now that kit was essentially totally the same, but now we do have quite a lot changed on the kit, but the majority of it is still kept the same. All the best parts like the full inner frame and all of those stickers, which are not very good. If you remember the sticker sheet, I will just mention this quickly, that we did have basically all the stickers for the original Barbatos, plus more, including some of these Tekkaden marking kind of stickers that you can put on there. So like I said in the unboxing, I thought it's pretty cool. They give you either the choice of red or white, and then with some different color backgrounds to match whatever you want to stick that on. But I would still recommend using waterslide decals. I know Samuel Decal already has some of these available if you want to order those through him or whoever you get your decals from. Anyway, a nice kit. Again, if you guys have any experience with the Barbatos, this shouldn't be anything surprising for you. And because the majority of this kit is all exactly the same, I'm not really going to talk too much about the articulation in this review, because there's a lot to talk about in terms of just like parts compatibility and different like options and things you can do with this for making different forms. You can also make the Form 5, but kind of, yeah, but you can use a couple other parts from other kits as well, so I'll show you that here in a moment. Anyway, just, yeah, nice kit. You can see that it is going to have some stickers on there, but that's, of course, usual for an HG. So let us go ahead and take a closer look at that. So to be honest, the whole like top half of the Gundam is going to be looking a little bit plain if you're not going to be painting anything, because it's all just pretty washed here with white. Not really going to be too much except for the details on the face poking out there. We do have the stickers there for the eyes. On the side of the shoulders, these are just blue, big square, or I guess it'd be rectangle, blue stickers there for the side of there. Otherwise, not a whole lot on the upper body. If we take off this front chest piece, you can see there's just the regular Barbatos chest is there, including that sticker on the front, but then we just have this chest piece is just going to pop onto there like that. Fits nice and securely. This armor on the shoulder is going to open up on the side. We can see we have a kind of like vent thruster under there, and then these front parts also open up as well, which is going to allow you to get some better articulation. I think there's really no point to that other than just to allow you to move the arm freely around this very large armor pieces on the shoulder. So that is that. And then speaking of the arms, the upper arm is the same, but the lower arm obviously is new here. And on this blue piece on the side, we do have a white sticker there. The top of that is a white sticker because this blue piece just covers this whole side. So these forearms are definitely much more bulky, which is a pretty cool, interesting look for the Gundam. On the back of the arms, you have two different choices. You have the choices to make these missiles, which kind of fold forward like that. Just the one, actually, not the other one. But they do both come off like that. So if you wanted to have both of those off, you can do that. And then on the other side, I've got just this gun piece here. So that's pretty cool. And we have two of each, so I'll show you those when we go over all the extra parts and accessories and stuff. So you can have one of each, like I have it here, or two of this one, or two of that one, whatever you want to do. Then the lower body is pretty much all the same until you get to the feet. We have obviously some new side skirts here, which are basically this whole like booster pod here. This has some white stickers there around the top. It's two, one on each side of there that kind of wrap around the kind of nose cone of this. It's not a bad part. It is articulated. It can turn here, and then this is just connected like a normal side skirt here at the top. So that's going to move, give you a good fair amount of movement there in pretty much any direction that you want. This would actually be pretty useful to even not use this part and then you put like something else on there. Just have this connected to the side skirt would be pretty cool. Anyway, and then let's get down to the feet. Obviously some stickers there on the knees as well. These new feet are not for everyone. Some people like high heels, some people don't. I typically do. These are even a little bit much for me even. I think it's just because of this front part looks a little bit weird. The back part I'm totally okay with, but the front part is a little bit strange. But the foot is going to move exactly the same as the previous one. Toe is going to go down. The whole foot itself is going to rock side to side there at the ankle. Really nice articulation there. And this part here, the ankle guard, is going to move up and down as well. So new parts, but really like the movement is going to be exactly the same. So feet are pretty nice. Overall, it definitely gives the legs a very long look to those legs. So the legs are looking very long and skinny. So it's an interesting look. May not be for everyone. I thought I liked it, but now that I'm actually seeing it on the kit, I'm not sure, because it is definitely a very odd look on there. So let's go ahead and go look at all of this different kind of options and extra parts we have. We have all of the parts here to make the regular Form 4 or early Form 5 feet. We have the Form up to Form 5 shoulder armor here. These do have the stickers, but I didn't put those on just because it didn't really seem necessary. But we do have those shoulder armor parts as well as the inner connection parts there as well. As I mentioned, we have doubles of each of the different types of forearm weapons, the gun and the missiles, so you can choose if you want to have two or one of each of any of those. We have the original side skirt armor, and I did put the stickers on these. We have these two pieces, which are pieces that you'll need to use to make the HG Gray's Ritter into the standard type instead of the commander type. You'll need to use these as well as the shoulder armor from the Barbatos 6th form on the Gray's Ritter in order to turn that into just the standard type. So that's what these are for. If anyone was curious about those, if you got this kit and you're like, what are these extra pieces? That's what these are for. I'll come back to these when I do my review for the Gray's Ritter. In the meantime, we're just going to stick these to the side. We do have these two connection pieces for the backpack, connecting weapons to the backpack. We have the alternative chest piece for the Form 5, wearing this huge chest piece on the front. Let me just show this to you now while we're at it. And this is just going to stick on there like that. Definitely really cool look. I really quite like that. I think it's pretty interesting. We have this piece, which is amazing. This is a piece, you should recognize this, used for the backpack. But unlike the previous versions, this one is articulated. Now, if you remember, I think from my review from probably the original Barbatos, I said this piece should have been articulated. It's glad that they finally did that. For this kit, it honestly doesn't really need it though, because it doesn't really use anything like that, but you now have this and you can use it with the previous versions of the Barbatos. I would highly recommend using this if you're going to be using the giant cannon. This would definitely be helpful. And then finally we have the wrench mace. Now this thing is obviously going to take some painting if you want to have it color accurate. This whole front part is supposed to be like a whitish light gray color. But overall, really nice just design here. You of course can use the handle on anywhere around here. You can just hold onto the kit. No pegs or anything on there for any exact place to hold it on the hand, so just gonna have to take apart the hand and just put it anywhere on there that you want. The height of this is just about the same height as the Gundam itself, slightly taller, so it's definitely pretty big. And then of course you're going to be able to open up this mouth, this Tyrannosaurus mouth here. What you're going to do is actually just like slide it back, but I found if you just slide it all the way back, it sort of clicks into place here, and then you can't open it up the rest of the way. What you have to do is sort of slide it, and then before you get it all the way up, then you have to bend it back like that to open it up into this open form. Now we have the extra piece for the like kind of chainsaw blade is an extra piece you have to put in there once it's open, and that's just going to go in there like that to give you the kind of chainsaw blade inside there. Now you can close it with this in there, but it's not going to close all the way, so it's only going to get like to there. So you can see it's not totally closed. Is possible, but let's just leave that out. So what I want to do now is change this up and show you how this is going to look in Form 5. Now when you put on the old feet, the old side skirt armor, the old shoulders, and then you put on this very new long chest piece, and then I've got the back of the arms switched to just the both being the missiles. Then you've got the one of the Form 5s. It's kind of vague how you can make like sort of different versions of the Form 5 basically, but this is kind of one of them anyway. So there was kind of different points where it used the new feed or the old feed or the new chest piece. Anyway, I just wanted to show you just some kind of options, things that you can do with this kit. Now, of course, there's things that you can do if you have other kits as well. So one of those things would be if you have the HG Schwab Greys, you can take those boosters from the legs of the Schwab Greys, and if you have the long range booster, the HG long range booster, it has this piece here, this centerpiece, so you'll need both of those kits in order to make this, which then you can attach this onto the back skirt. It's going to be kind of hard to get this up inside of there, but once you do, then you're able to give it some Schwab boosters there as well. So it's pretty cool that you do have that option. If you have a bunch of these kits, then you can sort of mix and match and all of that. And I'm just now noticing that I did forget to mention that there's a sticker here on the thigh as well. But anyway, so here's a side-by-side comparison with the Form 6 and the Form 4. Obviously quite a bit of difference there. The Form 6 is definitely like a whole head taller than the Form 4. And that's mostly just going to be all due to the feet. The extra bulk and height in the shoulders as well is also going to, I think, give it a much taller appearance. And I also just wanted to put the weapons on the back here just to illustrate that the new attachment piece that we have with the Form 6 works so much better than the Barbatos Form 4. One complaint that a lot of people had with the Form 4 Barbatos was that that connector didn't hold the mace that well. Even the sword was much better with the sword, but the mace doesn't really work in there that well. It fits fine, really, but it's not quite as secure as I think a lot of us would have liked. The new connection pieces that we have with the Form 6, though, hold the weapons very, very firmly. So because of the fact that we have two of those and the Form 6 really only needs one, I think you could definitely give the other one to your Form 4 if you have both of them, or whatever you want to do, mix and match those parts to make it work better. Now I really wanted to try to pose this doing in some sort of pose holding the wrench mace in just one hand, but it really is just too heavy to really be able to pull off a one-handed holding that thing pose while it's up on an action base. Of course, if you've got it on the ground, of course you can do it some sort of pose holding it in one hand with the head of the wrench mace or resting on the ground or something, looking like it's sort of in motion. Anyway, my point is that wrench mace is just going to be too heavy to really do a whole lot with that in one hand. So as for a two-handed grip, here you can see it's obviously not going to be too much of a problem. The only problem that you do have with the two-handed grip is that the blue parts on the forearms can get in the way depending on exactly the angle you want to have the arm. And also, I think the overall length of the handle can be a little bit of an issue because it doesn't give you a whole lot of length really to work with there. I had the same complaint as the Barbatos' mace, the regular mace as well. I thought that handle should have been like a centimeter longer. I think it's the same thing for this. Wouldn't be a difficult thing to modify, of course. All you have to do is just kind of cut the handle and just use a piece of a runner, glue that into place as a longer option. So not really a difficult thing to fix, but just a small complaint I can make about that. It does look pretty cool though, and you are going to be a little bit limited in terms of like the poses that you can do with it, just because like with this big thing, I mean, like, this is the pose that they advertised it with and like the pose they put on the front of the box for a reason, because there's not a whole lot you can do with poses with this. Of course, I guess you can get pretty creative, especially if you're doing like a diorama with an enemy suit, like with the Greys or something, and you wanted to have it like actually wrenching on a Greys or something like that. You can do that in some pretty cool ways, I'm sure. But for the sake of this review, I won't. I'll just show it to you guys like this. And with that, that's pretty much going to be everything I have to say about this kit. Hope that was helpful for you guys. Like I said, it's just the HG Barbatos. This is the third time we've seen it. It does have some new parts, some new things you can do, an interesting new weapon here. Do kind of wish it maybe would have come with some sort of other weapon. I don't know. It's basically, in terms of the weapons for this kit, this is your only option. It does have a lot of different like option parts for the Gundam itself, but as far as the weapons go, not really a whole lot. So I guess it does have the forearm weapons as well, but those really aren't like that great. So I don't know. Just a small thing. Anyway, it is a nice kit, nice articulation. The inner frame in there is still really good, so definitely worth the price if you think that you're interested in the looks of this kit. The look of this, some of the new parts is maybe not going to be for everyone, but if you're into it, then go ahead and go for it. It's a nice kit overall. So thank you guys for watching. If you do have any other questions or comments, leave those down below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.